Hey guys, welcome back to Hershey's Garage Plus Guns, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to install this Draw-Tite hitch on your 2011 Subaru Forester, specifically a 09 to 2013 year Subaru Forester. So stay tuned to find out how. Right, the first step we're going to do is get the items out of the box and make sure that all the items are there. And if you have any questions, it should be printed right on the instruction manual what you're supposed to have. Next step is to get out a set of wheel chocks and put them behind your wheels, or you can use whatever you have. Just make sure that the vehicle's not going to roll, because you're going to be getting underneath this guy, and then go into your car and set your emergency brake, and of course put it in park. Next, grab some type of penetrant that is supposed to loosen rusted parts, like this guy right here. Go to the back of your car where your mufflers are at and sneak underneath, and on both sides you want to spray a little on the muffler hanger itself. So you take your blaster and then just shoot a little bit up in there, and on both sides, just so this penetrates inside there. And then where the muffler meets this little union right here to the back, go ahead and spray the bolts on here, and there's on both sides here, there's two of them, just like that. That way it penetrates into here, so it's easier to get these off. And do that on both sides. Now open up your rear hatch, lift the rear covering to access your spare tire, and take everything out and access your spare tire area, wheel well. Now that you're at this point, you're going to have to remove these side pieces from the vehicle, and you'll have to take out these little plastic pins that are in here, and there's 4 of them. It's best to use a tool such as this so you don't mar up the surfaces down there, and this is plastic. Now it's time to hop underneath your vehicle, head underneath where the Y-axis of your exhaust meets up with your sway bar here, and take a zip tie and go underneath and support the zip tie with underneath the exhaust and then around the sway bar to hold this up when you take your bolts out with a 14mm socket. And you're going to be taking all 4 of them out. Now go ahead and remove both mufflers from the hanger. Once off, now's a good time to take the old gasket off and replace with a new one, unless you're going to use the old one as it is, but I do not recommend that. I recommend getting a new one, and I'll have a link below to get this part. Now that the muffler's gone, on each side, take these plastic plugs out with needle nose pliers, and take this heat shield bolt, which is a 10mm size bolt on here, and take that out, and do that on each side. You can go ahead and throw all these away because you won't be needing them. Next step is to come up top, and on each side remove the black little stickers that are covering the holes to where you just had taken out those little plugs down below, and you can see down all the way to the bottom there, so you know you have the right stickers that you take off. So take those off, and then on the other side do the same, and then create a hole large enough to be able to take your bolts and spacers. And the way I did that was I used either a file, or you can use some type of punch, or you can use a drill bit and drill along the side just big enough so you can fit the bolts and the spacers inside there. And the smaller bolt, which is the 7 and 16 inch one, with the 7 and 16 inch spacer, goes in the front, and the bigger 1/2 inch bolt and 1/2 inch spacer goes in the rear. And then you just lower those in, and then lower that in like that, so it's sitting on the bottom like this all the way through. And there she goes. That's the back, and that's the front. You can put the stickers back on, or you can use tape, and then it's time to put the hitch in. Now, grab your hitch and grab a buddy to help you slide it underneath your back of your car and into place where those bolts are at, corresponding to each hole. Or do like I am and grab a hydraulic jack so that you can use just yourself and jack it up slowly until it goes into each corresponding bolt. You have the jack lined up and high enough, and you've positioned it underneath where it needs to be. Then install your correct washer, which is the small one in the front and the bigger one in the back, with the correct nut on each one. And the cupped side goes towards the frame, like this. Now, once all the bolts have been tightened up all the way and they're nice and snug, using a 17mm socket on this one, the front, and then a 19mm socket on the rear, go ahead and take your torque wrench after you move your jack out of the way and torque the front 50 pound-feet of torque, and then the rear is going to be 75 pound-feet torque. Now it's time to put the mufflers back in the reverse order, exactly how you got it out. So you stick it in, put it in these little hangers here, one in the back and the other in the front right there, and then hook it up to the downpipe here with the spacer, and then tighten these up to 35 foot-pounds. Pat yourself on the back because you did a job well done, and you are done. So if you like that video, give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and comment down below and tell me if this helped you or not. And hopefully I will see you on the next video doing something else with this vehicle. Thanks for a bunch for watching. Peace.